Remember when we used to do Let's Plays of Silent Hill games?
No. Can you remind me?
You can check out my YouTube channel. There's some stuff on that.
YouTube.com/VoidBurger?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You have one of those too, don't you, Bob Vids?
I do.
It's youtube.com/BobVids.
She sells... Oh, right.
You rebranded and it all makes sense now and people can actually say it.
It doesn't make sense to me, though.
You don't identify as Bob Vids?
No.
Doesn't have the right feel to it?
Me changing my name would be considered violent and cruel.
I love all of the like content warnings in front of these games. I think they're cool. Like, they're stylish. They get you into a spooky mood. Like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people that are anti content warnings and trigger warnings have this rationale where it's like, ugh, you're preparing me too much and now it's not going to be scary and blah blah blah. It's like, I don't know, like that screen used to scare the shit out of me too, and it's like, oh no, I'm really into for some spooky shit, like they're warning me about it.
It's like when you were a kid and you saw the viewer discretion is advised. Ooh. It's quite literally that. And it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to see this.
Oh. Yeah. This is gonna fuck me up. Whoa.
Fuck me up, Heather.
Oh. So Silent Hill 3, I'm playing this on the PC, by the way. Which is weird because I'm used to playing it on a PlayStation 2. It came out in 2003, I think.
Sounds right.
I should have looked this up beforehand. But when it initially came out, well, when every Silent Hill game came out, it kind of didn't have a great, wonderful reception. It was always kind of divided because every time a Silent Hill game came out, people who were fans of the previous one were just like, I don't like this one. It's too different. It's not different enough. I don't like it. And the reason people were mad at this one was that it was a little shorter, I think, than Silent Hill 2, technically. And they reused a lot of assets from Silent Hill 2. And some people thought that was, like, lazy. But it's like, I don't know. If you do something different with it, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, my issue with it from the onset was just more like the length, purely the length. Like, it's been a few years since I played it all the way through, but from what I remember, it was just like the story wasn't as like. Well, let's not talk about that right now. Let's actually play the game. I've told myself I'm not gonna be like overly negative during this thing. I've got thoughts, but no, this is a
You're entitled to those thoughts.
And this is a classic video game. One of the greatest things about Silent Hill 3 is that widely considered to be really pushing the PlayStation 2 in terms of graphics, in terms of graphically, like miles, leaps and bounds, like. It still holds up.
You will see some crazy textures in this game, and you'll be like, this was on a PlayStation 2? How in the hell did they do that?
Yeah, in a few ways it feels a little bit more like a tech demo in some areas, but that's okay, especially for a horror game. Like, you're kind of looking for that kind of thing. In some scenes, it's... Oh, I like this. Yeah, I remember.
I know, right?
You remember the...
That's so cool.
The music video that they had for that? You should show that at some point.
I should look that up, yeah.
Or not.
You can look it up on YouTube.
Or, yeah, you're on YouTube. Why not?
Look it up on you after you're done watching this. Look it up. By the way, if you're listening to this commentary, don't forget that there's another version of all of these videos, and it's got subtitled commentary, and it's entirely different stuff than the stuff we're saying right now. So it's like you can watch 2 Let's Plays of the same video game. What?
2 for the price of 1.
That is crazy. I like this because it's like this overhead shot looks like the halo of the sun. Symbol.
It's got that circle with 3 circles in it.
Look at that dead guy down there.
Oh, hey.
So usually this game is letterboxed, but I have it running in like a widescreen mod, so that you can see all these little areas that you're not really supposed to see in the cutscenes. And sometimes it's cool, like you can see that dead guy down there, and other times you see really weird, goofy stuff that was not supposed to be on screen.
Animators had a way of just being like, as soon as something goes out of the screen, why waste time animating the rest of it?
Exactly. So you will see some really goofy stuff like that later. This episode has a couple, actually.
Yeah. One of the really cool things is toward the beginning when Heather wakes up a little later, Pay attention to. I used to think there was no one in that scene when she wakes up in the diner. Pay attention to I think it's the bottom right corner. They actually
Bottom right, bottom left. I forget.
There is actually a person in there, and they're animated, and it's weird.
Are they animated? I'll have to look.
I thought they were animated. When I was recording stuff for TGD, I could have sworn I saw that, and I thought that they were animated.
If you don't know, TGD is the great debate. It's videos that me and Bob have made talking about Silent Hill lore and development stories and stuff like that. It's a lot of cool stuff if you're into that sort of behind-the-scenes documentary-ish style stuff.
Oh, man, the sound design.
This game has incredibly good sound design. Like Silent Hill 2 and 3 has probably some of the best sound design I've ever heard until PT happened. And then I was like, oh, this is way better.
This is incredible. Yeah. No, like when you did that quick turn with Heather, her shoes made that little squeak sound. It was
A
just
little
like,
scuffy squeak.
yeah. God.
That's our friend Robbie the Rabbit. He became a little bit of a mascot. I think they kind of tried to make him the mascot of 3 in the way that Pyramid Head was kind of like the mascot of 2, but it didn't. Yeah. I feel like they tried really hard, and it just felt like they were trying too hard.
Agreed.
To make him a thing. I don't know. That's just my read on. A lot of people do love Robbie, and it's like I think he's kind of like schlocky.
Yeah. I think that he's kind of like what is that, like a trope for horror where it's just, you take a cute thing and then you make its head really big or make it creepy in some way, and
it's
all
cute,
of a sudden
but it's got blood on it.
Yeah, and now it's creepy. Whoa.
Look, there's animated textures on this random corpse in here.
Love it.
Like, why even waste development time doing something cool like that? I love it.
Did you die here? Did you know that you can walk over to those grates, and if you push forward too many times, you'll fall straight down?
Yeah, that's on hard mode. I don't think that happens on normal. I think I tried it. Not on this recording. On a different recording, I tried to do it. You could fall off any ledge on difficulties higher than normal.
Rad.
I'm not sure. Now I'm like second guessing myself. I think I say later on in the subtitles, I like actually researched it, and now I've forgotten what the hell the answer was. But I know you cannot fall off any ledges in easy mode at all.
Well, that makes sense.
Normal mode, it might be like certain places you can if something knocks you off, like a monster knocks you off or something. I'm not sure. I do fall off a ledge in like the second to last episode, and it was super funny, so I kept it in.
Yeah, I remember recording, like I was doing some recording for TGD, and I fell down, and then the game glitched, and because Heather like has an animation as she falls down, but then at some point on the PC version she stops animating.
Yeah.
I could send you the link. It's pretty funny.
I fell down an incredibly deep pit, and she was like falling in a complete, as if she was already on the floor, so she wasn't moving at all. Shout out to Curls MT, the best font. Curls MT. But no, let's be mad at the HD collection for Silent Hill 2 for having Comic Sans on a sign. Which is like a little funny, but not like, ugh, how dare they? Comic Sans.
Look, here's my theory, okay? And I've got a lot of them. So...
Watch TDD.
Silent Hill 2, here's my theory. Comic Sans is the default font for that game, just across the board. I'm just saying. They change it manually every time.
You want to back up this theory with facts?
That's how they fucked up. No one would purposefully put Comic Sans in. Like, it had to have been default. Anyway, that's my theory.
Some hard-hitting stuff on this episode.
It's just a theory, a game theory. I'm
a game theory.
Matt, whatever his fucking name is. Anyway, I don't know.
Matty McMatt.
Yeah, him. That's me.
Buttercake.
Oh, shout out to Whitney who got me a shirt. She did a design.
Oh,
I bought it. I've got a hoodie with Buttercake on it now.
Have you taken a picture of yourself in this hoodie yet?
No.
What in the hell?
Because it is too hot.
Put it on Twitter.
It's very, very
I gotta
hot.
see it. Can I put it in the video if you post it on Twitter?
Yeah, sure.
There he is. What a great shirt.
Now I have to take a picture of my damn self. God damn it.
I tricked you.
Fuck.
Also, buy the shirt from Whitney.
Yeah, it good.
I'd probably put a link up there, I guess. I don't know.
I didn't think butter cake was real, but I guess it is.
What's your definition of real? Because Silent Hill is all about questioning reality, so what do you mean by real?
Do they sell, and I'm not going to Google this because I want to be surprised, does butter cake actually come in a, like, tin can? Like, can you buy a tin can tub of butter cake?
There are, like, there's like hamburgers in cans in existence in the world. You know, so there's gotta be like a sponge cake in a can. I think I've seen something like that.
It was funnier when it wasn't real.
But butter cake comes in all sorts of forms, though. Like, it comes in a cereal box called butter cake. I don't know.
Yep.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. They've got butter cake mouthwash, butter cake lipstick, lip gloss.
There's a butter cake anime coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the noisiest screen in the game, which I hate.
Huh?
I like lowered this by like
yeah, I could tell.
An ungodly amount of decibels. It was like 20 decibels because this is the worst.
That sound reminds me of you know in Dead Space, that room where you go into it you come from the outside and like there's no sound at all, and then you open the door of this ship and then it's just an onslaught of the loudest fucking noise.
Screaming horrors, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, but it's attached to an enemy, so it's extra annoying.
Yeah. His name is Pendulum, by the way. This nasty ass dude. He's hard to tell what exactly he is, but he's two torsos, kind of attached at the midsection, upside down and spinning. He's a hot mess, a noisy mess.
You know, if you ever want to cosplay him, just put a knife on your head and do a bunch of cartwheels.
Yeah, not hard to do at all, this cosplay.
No, you might hurt yourself, but yeah.
You're gonna hurt yourself and everyone you come within a 20-foot radius of. He'll be physically and emotionally hurt by seeing you like this.
I'm just upset that you don't come across one of those that's like stuck on like a wall that just jammed its head into the wall and is like now just wriggling around. Or
like you go to one of those bars where they throw the axes at targets and one of those guys is stuck on the target.
He's like trying to get out. You are just going after this dude. What did he ever do to you?
I want him to be quiet, and that's all I really want. And it doesn't even work because there's a second guy up the stairs, so I don't know why I did it.
Yeah, I can hear him.
It got personal. I don't know why.
I can hear his little butt. Or both of his butts.
What a noisy butt.
His little butts.
I love the generic rides in Lakeside Amusement Park. Mountain coaster.
Mountain coaster.
Mountain coaster. It's $1.50 for 5 coupons.
I'm down.
Is that good or is that?
I mean,
I don't really go to theme parks that have like admission per ride.
Yeah, it's like I was just at King's Dominion, and it's always like the rides that you have to. They do have rides in the park where you have to pay for them, but those are always like considered premium, I guess, and like barely anyone's at them.
Yeah, like really good rides.
Yeah, like there's one, I forget the name of it, but it's like they drop you from a really high height and they just like pull you up on pulleys and then let go and you just free fall. And it's like,
no thanks.
It's the best. I loved it.
I love this meat guy just hanging out of this vent. He's halfway out the vent, halfway in the carny booth.
Hey, he's important. He's got animated textures on him.
Mm-hmm. He was working at that booth and he was like, can't stand this job no more. And he started crawling out through a vent and he died there.
Poor dude.
That's the story of that guy. So yeah, on hard mode, I think, you could just fall right off this dang thing. I'm sure speedrunners hate this part, if I had to guess.
Did you watch the speedrun of this at,
I did.
What was the latest one, AGDQ?
SGDQ.
Oh, S stands for summer. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
Summer. I did. It was fast.
Yeah, it was very fast.
I mean, it's easy to beat this game in like 30 minutes. Like,
yeah.
I've beaten this game in like 35 minutes, just because if you're going for the UFO ending, it's at before the halfway point of the game. It's like the I don't know, 40% point of the game, basically.
Yeah, I was kind of looking for a full playthrough. When they did the UFO ending, I felt that was kind of like...
I know. I was like, that's the easy way to speedrun this.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I could do that. I mean, I can't do the cool glitchy things. Like, there's only like 2 major glitches that happen, though. I was a little like, oh, there's not a lot of like really weird exploits. That's a little like sad, but
yeah.
That's the game, though.
You know, I forget who it was. I don't remember their name, but I remember
that's that person.
Being,
you barely
the person.
Saw them. Yeah.
Hey, maybe that was the person.
The person who speedran it at SGTQ.
No, there was another person who said basically that Silent Hill 3 doesn't have any glitches in it. Like, they were very adamant. They were like a YouTube channel. I forget their name, but but they were like,
it probably has less glitches than a game of its time.
Sure, like
I would say that maybe.
But at the same time, like, dude, like, there was that one hilarious glitch where you can use the alt costume of Heather. What was it? The sexy... I forget the name of it. Sexy beam...
Princess Heart.
Princess Heart, right. And you can trigger it at a specific point in between, like, loading zones. And you just teleport, and you skip an entire boss. And, like...
By the way, here's some goofy stuff you're not supposed to see on the side here. She stops walking. Widescreen mode. Oh, by the way, Nora Stevens-Heath told me the other side of this conversation on the phone.
Yeah.
He actually wrote lines for Harry, and I'm gonna reenact it.
Dad, it's me.
And Harry says, Heather?
Yeah. Sorry I didn't call sooner.
Were you napping again?
Yeah, I guess I was. Anyway, I'm coming home now. Oh, I didn't get that thing you asked me to.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay.
Be careful coming home, honey. I love you.
Okay, I will. I love you too, Dad.
Secret script.
That's actually legitimately cool. Like,
Isn't
knowing
that
that.
neat?
That's the kind of thing that back in the day, like after you beat the game once, that would unlock. You know?
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be neat?
Kind of like with Silent Hill 2, how you didn't have the voices in the... What was that sequence that plays at the beginning?
The Attract movie.
Attract, yeah.
Really?
And then it unlocks, and you can actually hear that stuff after you beat it.
Nice talking to you.
That's good shit. Anyway, Douglas straight up creeping over here.
I know, he's being the worst.
Like,
someone that wants to meet
dude.
you.
This is like something you don't do to a lone teenage girl in a mostly closed mall.
Just,
You're a detective and you don't think you're spooking somebody right now?
Seriously.
Detect the mood of the room, my dude.
It's about your birth.
you looking for some clues? How about my body language? Fuck off, old man.
Fuck off. Love this camera angle. It's like my favorite. Who else is stalking her up in the vents?
Are you still following me? Do I have to scream?
Sorry. I'll wait here.
Fucking don't.
That's not creepy either. Like, what?
Don't.
Douglas, my dude.
I'm listening to you pee, don't mind me.
You mind if I push my ear up against the door so I can hear you? Hear you a little better.
Trying to do some detective work. I'm investigating. Sounds nothing like Douglas. I've never thought to do a Douglas impression, so it's not very good.
Hey, I'm Douglas.
Hey, ha-cha-cha,
Ha-cha-cha. Come back later, I got really nice looking boxer shorts.
We're gonna do alternate costumes and goofy stuff on a stream at the very end. We'll do like a UFO ending, speedrunny style stream. Not really a speedrun because I'm not actually a speedrunner, but I'll just do it fast. Let's just call it fast.
That's what speedrunners are. They do games fast.
Fast enough.
Don't go out there. Don't go out there. He's out there.
She's too smart. She's not gonna do it. Even if you want her to, she ain't gonna do it. She's too smart.
You know,
Heather's the most relatable character in all Silent Hill because she actually has like any preservation of self instincts.
I mean, I was gonna say that, like, any qualms anyone has with this game, like, Heather is hands down the best protagonist in any Silent Hill game. Like, she is written so well.
She's so normal.
Voice acting is on point. Like,
This is where an unlockable weapon is. On alternate playthroughs, if you've killed a certain amount of enemies in a certain way, there's an infinite submachine gun there in that crate. Oh look, it's a cameo from all the other Silent Hill games. It's that one van.
Did you count how many, like what van this would be?
No, that's too many vans.
Yeah.
And if you investigate it, she says that it's a car and not a van or a truck. And I was talking to Nora Stevens-Heath, by the way. She is one of the localizers on this game, largely uncredited, unfortunately, but she did basically all of the flavor text in this entire game.
Wow.
And she has regrets about how some of the lines were, but that's mostly because she was given the lines completely devoid of any context. It was just a script on an Excel spreadsheet. And it had like some basic context things in it, but like sometimes it was just like Heather is saying like, there's a car here. But the thing is that the Japanese kanji for truck is the same for the kanji for car, and there's no distinguishing. Like truck, van, and car are all the same symbol. So like she wouldn't have known, Nora, like what kind of car it was because she didn't have any visuals to go along with it. And whenever you see a strange like localization like or a strange translation in this game, that's probably why it's weird, is because she didn't have any visuals to go along with these words.
Which is what's that?
I was like, it's my front door key.
Oh, that's how I get home. And a bunch of tank tops, which I just keep in my pocket.
Yeah, those are unlockable costumes. We don't have to worry about that yet.
Is that
this pretty pendant?
Oh, so pretty.
Aw, Dad, you shouldn't have. Just a lucky charm.
I wonder if Heather ever tried to like pawn this off.
I want to buy cigarettes. I don't need this.
And then what's that to the right of it?
Don't worry about these things. What? Don't worry about it. We'll get to these eventually. It's fine.
Fuck, God.
There is so many unlockable things in this game. It's ridiculous. There's a shirt for every gaming magazine at the time.
It's kind of crazy.
It's every single gaming magazine is in this game represented as a tank top in either the PC version or the PlayStation 2 version. Tons.
If you're, not part of our generation, kind of, a little bit younger than us, those were what we would now know as DLC. Those would probably all cost about $1 a pop.
Yeah, they would cost money. They were free back then. Bert's hat. Not even capitalized on the hat. Bert's hat.
You ever wonder what the people mumbling in the background are saying here?
Oh, yeah.
It's like... Anyway. A gun! Sweet! Mine now, finders keepers.
She's so like, huh?
I could probably sell this for $200. Gasp.
Aw, heck. So that's Angela's model from Silent Hill 2 that thing's chomping on. She's delicious. That's another one of those like clever asset reusages to use Angela's model again.
Yeah, I've seen theories about like why they used Angela's model there, but to be honest,
I think it's just a development shortcut. I don't think it has to mean anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, Silent Hill fans read meaning into everything, and like that's part of the joy and madness of being a Silent Hill fan. But sometimes it's like, hey, the devs just didn't want to model a whole new thing. Give them a break.
Yeah, totally.
What the hell is this thing?
That's a very good question. Very relatable, Heather.
She also probably has the most human reaction to seeing like the first monster, like of all the protagonists. Like she's like threatening it. She's like, "Oh my god, I don't want to shoot this thing." She does it anyway because she's a badass.
I also like that you're introduced to that with a cutscene rather than a combat, like a little combat scene, like in Silent Hill 2. But James just pokes it. It's just like, the hell is that? And then he just like,
what the hell is that?
Shoves it over with a stick.
Ugh.
It's not human. It's like, yeah, no shit, James, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, here's this radio with a big spoiler on it. Yeah, that's her. I'll throw up a comparison image. At least I think I did. It's been so long since I put subtitles on this video. It's been a long production of a Let's Play.
But that just means it'll come out quicker.
It'll be beautiful.
Oh,
there she is. Yeah.
Hey,
Look at that. Changed her shoes and everything, and her pants are a different color.
kind of looks like they just inverted the colors on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think they did.
Flip it, done. This game just, yeah, I mentioned it before, but this game really does hold up well in terms of the graphical quality. Like,
It looks all right, man. I was playing this. I was like running around to get to like the later hard puzzles so I can do the explanation videos for those hard puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And my maintenance guy came in to fix something, and he looked over my shoulder. He was like, "Oh, is that a new game?" I was like, "Oh no, it's Silent Hill 3." He was like, "Oh right, they made a bunch of those games. Oh wow, did they make a remake or something? It looks good." I was like, "Oh no, it's just the PC version." And he was like, "Did you play the new Resident Evil 2?" I was like, "Oh my god, like my maintenance guy is a gamer. What the hell is this?"
maintenance gamer.
It's great. Maintenance gamer. He's cool.
Did he
Maybe he's watching my Let's Play. Hello.
did he walk into your apartment unannounced?
No, he knocks.
Wow. Who's better than our maintenance guy?
Oh shit, that's illegal, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking weird. He just walked straight up in, and Rachel and I are sitting on the couch watching something, and he's just like, "Oh,
What?
shit."
What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, look, it's a poster for Silent Hill 2. I think
Yep.
that's like the PAL version of Silent Hill 2
Looks...
cover.
I
Maybe?
I do not feel confident in saying, but I'm pretty sure I
No,
had that
neither.
one on my wall in my old house because I kept all the advertisements for Silent Hill 2.
Aww,
Yeah, I'm like,
that's wonderful.
PSM was fun. Anyway,
Look at this. This is like the dumbest little creature. He sounds like a cow.
Please don't kill me.
would you eat that?
No, it's too ugly to eat.
Okay, so it's the reverse of a Pokemon.
It's the reverse of a Pokemon. I would never eat this because it's going to give me a disease.
Silent Hill creatures are reverse Pokemon, is what I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
they are. You don't want to catch them all. You want to get away from them as fast as possible and never see them again.
Oh, that's a really good idea for like some sort of a parody game or something.
Gotta avoid them all.
Oh man, like do
man.
that with Pokemon Go. Like whenever you see something, you have to run away as fast as possible. Doggy.
Speaking of precious animals, it's a popper. Let's boop the snoot.
Hey, buddy. Oh, look at that little tongue.
Aw, he's a perfect precious angel.
Oh no, he's got tetanus.
Ah,
Oh, roll over, buddy.
Look at the baby.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
Aw, he's just tuckered out from playing now.
Oh, okay. Well, what's that? What's coming?
The fun juice. He had fun.
Did beef jerky come out of him too?
Yeah, he got that for me to congratulate me for having so much fun with him.
Okay.
It's a post fun snack.
All right.
Yeah.
So, checks out.
Yeah. All the other dogs though are going to be murdering, so
No!
heads up on that.
I do not approve. I know you're not a fan of dogs, VoidBurger.
Oh, come on. I drew all those pictures to make up for it.
It's true. How much research did you do on dog anatomy for those pictures?
One
Okay.
research. just one.
I was going to say you would have only used 0.5.
This is an interesting localization thing. It said something fell between the table and the floor. When Nora watched this episode, she said like, "Oh, that's what that," because she didn't have any visual for that, and she's like, "That's clearly like a palette, a wooden palette." But
Yeah.
the thing is that the kanji for palette or whatever is the same kanji for a jillion things, and I looked them up. It can mean stand, rack, table, bench, podium, pedestal, platform, stage, support, holder, counter for machines, including vehicles, an elevated area, a viewing platform, or a dish tray.
A dish tray?
Japanese, the hell language, everybody. So yeah, if you just get like this script and it just has "die" on it, and this character, you don't know what this key is underneath. Is it underneath a table or is it underneath a dish tray? You have no idea because Japanese is an extremely context-sensitive language.
Is there like a ranking of how difficult like each language is? And
Yeah.
Like, so kanji is probably like way at the top. Because I always hear people saying English is hard, but that sounds like a nightmare.
English is hard, but I think like the tippy top ones are Mandarin Chinese and Arabic, maybe? And then like number 4 or 5 is Japanese.
Gotcha.
But
Well, I know which languages to steer clear from. Sunshine Princess.
it's an interesting language, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's like, why the fuck does this mean this? Come on, language, give me a break. And then I remember that English is total bullshit too, and then I calm down.
There was a store back there just called Blue Bell.
Blue Bell. They
Blue
sell blue
Bell.
bells.
It's like that vine. Blue Bar? Anyway. Someone will laugh at that. Trust me.
Oh, thank God, bread.
Finally!
Oh, I need carbs in this situation. I just can't cope without the carbs. It's bread.
Do these have gluten?
Bad news, yes.
Get out of there.
Although, speaking of Japanese stuff, this is a very Japanese bread store. Like, this is what Japanese pastry and bread stores look like. With this, like, open air stuff. You can just take the bread out and you don't have to, like, ask someone behind a counter to give you the stuff. But yeah, we got some tongs.
I don't know, it kind of strikes a little bit, it's a little similar to like a Panera bread, but without the trays and all the weird jars and that.
I don't know. They don't let us get tongs and touch the bread ourselves.
That's true. They have a spit guard so that we don't spit on the bread.
Yeah. Fruits paste, tasty bread. I love all these textures.
It's bread.
It's bread. Good taste flour.
It's like in Silent Hill 2, where the apartments in at the very beginning are like obviously not like apartments as we know them. They're laid out very weirdly, and then they have like that. What's that? I think it's Japanese, where it's like that cover between like rooms. That's sometimes rooms have them. Like it's like kind of like a wooden separator a little bit. I don't know. I could show you later.
Cover. A door?
No, that's not a fucking with me.
A wooden separator between rooms.
No, it's like
a door.
God, what is it called? There's a word for it. I don't know, but you know what I mean. It's like they're very clearly not.
Western.
Yeah, they're a byproduct of like someone assuming what's inside of like an apartment. But anyway.
By the way, this flamethrower is not normally part of this game. It's an unlockable weapon, obviously.
The fire's kind of coming back on Heather's face. Her hair catches on fire a little bit. Oh.
That's why her hair is so short. It's singed off from other flamethrower experiences in her life. I figured I should have at least one, like, goofy weapon unlocked for the LP, just in case, like... And by in case, I mean this will happen, is, you know, some rooms are just kind of bullshit and you don't want to see me fight through the entire thing. It would be boring to watch, so... Oh, look at that. You can see the closer. That's that guy's name. He's got a little stabby attack that comes out of his little nubbin.
Owie. Oh, God.
Wow.
Heather's dead. She dead.
There's a pincushion. Yeah, these guys are called closers because they close off your path. They're just so dang big. Someone on the frickin' wiki said that these monsters are shoppers with shopping bags, and it was like this kind of weird misogynist rant about like how she, like, as a teen hates the girls at the mall, and I was like, what? You made this up, Mr. Wikiman.
I don't know. I was going to mention it earlier, but I don't know if you heard during the Silent Hill 3 speedrun at SGDQ.
Oh, yeah, they threw a little shade at the wiki.
Oh, yeah, they did. It was like...
Because, like, the speedrun is, like, it's... You have to, like, kill 31 monsters to get the UFO ending, and the wiki says 30, and they don't, like, let them change it, even though it's not true.
Yeah, he kept trying to change it, and they would keep reverting his edit.
Oh, boy.
Anyway. Good old Silent Hill Schwiki, as we like to call it.
Oh, the Schwiki. The shittiest wiki.
It's not
we
that
get to use
bad.
the tongs. We get to use the tongs to get the key. What a genius.
Wow.
I mean, there was a lot of other, like, thin thin things she could have used, but I mean, whatever. It's fine. You did a good job, Heather.
She could also probably just reach it if she like puts
She's got very skinny arms.
It's true. Tongs. What a weird word.
Tongs. Key taken with tongs. I use the tongs to get the key taken with tongs.
Are you taken with the key taken with tongs?
Somewhat.
So yeah, in terms of layout too, like we're gonna see, like in terms of like the developers kind of not really understanding how like kind of American stuff works. The subway is going to be fun.
Which is weird because Japanese subways are pretty nice and fine to navigate, and I don't know what the fuck happened in this one.
Yeah, I posited that the idea that like that's just how someone would interpret how the American subway system would work in this game. But like
that's a fun interpretation of that interpretation, because like Japanese people come to like New York and like our subways don't make no fucking sense to them because they're completely disordered.
And honestly, that's probably where a lot of people would drop off of this game, because it's just like I don't know where to go. I'm so confused. Industry.
Ooh, you wanna see a cameo? Here's a crazy cameo right here. Who's that? It's Norman goddamn Reedus.
Called it. Silent Hill 3 predicted PT and Death Stranding.
I think Lena Headey? Cersei Lannister? Maybe?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, freaking Norman Reedus, all the way back in 2003, being in this game without his knowledge. Don't tell him.
Shh. It's a secret between us, YouTube, and the internet.
And Konami, who probably didn't know that was in there anyway.
Konami doesn't play games.
No, they don't make games or play games, no.
Not anymore.
Not since the incident.
The
Kojima incident.
The Kojima incident. It's like Evangelion, it's like Second Impact. It's just like a crowd-shattering event in Silent Hill history.
It's all over. So this puzzle is super duper easy on every difficulty except hard mode. And we're on normal. So this is absolute cakewalk. If you want to see the dreaded, the famous, the infamous Shakespeare puzzle in its full glory, I have a bonus video for you. That book is, I just realized that book on the back is backwards, and it's by Conan Doyle.
My
and
favorite
not Sir
author.
Arthur Conan Doyle, Conan Doyle. But check out that bonus video. It's got a lot of goofy stuff in it. Hope you like it.
Doesn't he have a book on Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes. There's a complete work of Oscar Wilde. That's then Dickens, and then they. Oh no, wait, is it
It looks like Conan Doyle.
M. Also, but like the stuff above it is backwards. Whatever.
Oh, true.
Like
yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Coman.
Sometimes
Whatever.
Conan Doyle.
Conan the Doyle-Barian.
Yeah, you ever notice in like one of the telltale signs of like an indie game is when they just take an asset and then that is very clearly like copywritten, but just reverse it, and so all the text on it is backwards, but you can't copyright this because it's reversed. Somehow they say in their minds.
It's perfectly legal now.
What's going on? Where
It's
is
not
everybody?
Pepsi.
Those
It's
weird
Pep.
monsters?
It's Pepis.
We have come to witness the beginning. The rebirth of paradise.
By the way, this is Donna Burke. She was also the voice of Angela in Silent Hill 2. She's very Australian, and she also sings a bunch of the Metal Gear songs, and she's the voice of the iDroid in Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain.
How should I know?
And I think she's still the voice of the Shinkansen.
I am Claudia.
Yes,
And,
the Shinkansen train
Remember
in Japan.
me
Correct.
and
All
your
the English
true
is her.
self as well.
Now arriving in
Also
Hokkaido.
that which you
Like,
must become.
she's great.
The one who will
Indeed.
lead us
She
to
seems really
paradise
wacky on Twitter.
with blood-stained hands.
Claudia, right? Did you do all this?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Me.
Was
It was
that
her.
God?
Yeah. Revenge for not having eyebrows. Or shoes.
Where she's going, she don't need shoes.
God, can you imagine walking around the other world without shoes on? Ugh.
That takes faith.
It does take faith.
I love it in all Silent Hill fan films. Like at
get
some
it.
point, the main character just puts their hands on their head.
Remember.
Like, oh, I am dealing with internalized pain. Oh.
Oh. When are we riffing the Silent Hill movie, the 3D one?
Oh, Shred? My boy Shred?
My boy Shred, when are we riffing Silent Hill Revelation 3D?
I don't know, man. Soon, hopefully. Gotta fucking talk about that nightmare. You
A
thought,
beautiful, beautiful film. What's your favorite part of that film? Because I'll put it in at the last 20 seconds here.
okay, so first off, all of it.
Yeah.
Secondly, give me some PopTart Scare.
Okay.
I think I'd like that.
Rough night?